Welcome back to the three-wall ball World Championships. Vlad, this is going to be our last small ball event. The defending champions, Team Green, Luis Moreno and Dave Vincent, taking on Team LFC, Nikolai Nahorniak and Vic Perez. Now, we're going to welcome in Vlad Kilm from New York City, now living in Baltimore, kind of doing a little bit of time in both spots. But Vlad, you've had a chance to play out here on these courts. You played both singles and doubles.
I have it turned off.
And
can you hear me? Okay.
Dave Vincent and Luis, the defending champions. But
This is
an
the finals,
interesting
right?
subplot
Open
for those
finals?
who have been following.
This is the
Nikolai
open finals.
badly injured his right arm at the end of his
Luis
singles
Moreno.
loss.
That's
He
right.
thinks it might be
Vincent,
broken.
Victor
He's basically going to be
Perez,
playing one-handed, so you've
and
got
Nikolai.
3 hands against 4. You've also got the #1 seed
Victor
who was knocked out in the
serving.
quarterfinals as the most dominant player on the
serving
court. So
zero.
should be a very interesting match here. Vic Perez is one of those guys who, and you see Nikolai not wasting any time, but Vic Perez is a guy whose game is just on the rise. He's had some big wins lately. He took Jarrell Bastidas to a tiebreaker here. Jarrell was almost out of here in the first round.
Yeah, that's right. Both Nikolai and Vic are playing with just a lot of confidence. I mean, outside of Vic's injury, they're feeling great as a doubles team. They took out the Bastidas brothers in doubles with just a fantastic showing in the tiebreaker. They really stepped up. You know, they were hitting great pass shots. Nikolai was shooting great, and of course, you know, you always have the natural Luis Moreno, who's just so fantastic from anywhere on the court. You really can give him any shots. So, I mean, whether they're playing right now with 3 hands, Nikolai being injured, they really need to do well to make sure they play Vincent just a little bit more and not let Luis get the hot hand, because once he starts serving on these courts, I mean, it's nearly impossible to stop him after that.
Serving 2.
The biggest weakness here is going to be this serve, because Nikolai will have to return that serve with his right hand when Luis hops the ball down the middle.
Right, it'll be interesting to see how they adjust, whether Vic Perez starts cheating over a little bit to the left and helping him out with the serve, or whether, you know, Nikolai tries to take a big cut at the ball and really end the rally short to save his arm. But it's interesting here, you can see him right now winding up to serve left-handed to try and get Vincent off of the court to open the court up. This is a very interesting tactic.
Side out.
Well, what's also interesting is Nikolai doesn't have to serve because it's a one server only here. So normally in doubles, if you lose the first point on your serve, your partner serves here, you're out. So basically Vic could serve every time, but chose to let Nikolai serve there.
Well, you have to also consider the fact that there's a fatigue factor. I mean, Victor has been playing all day. He played a tough tiebreaker against Jarrell Bastidas in the singles. He was really worn after that. And then he had to come back in the doubles and play the 2 Bastidas brothers, probably 2 of the most fit players that you could find on tour right now. So between those 2 1.5-hour matches, you have to think that even though it cooled down right now, Vic is really feeling the effect. So he's going to need Nikolai to step up and make some shots.
Well, you and Nikolai are both cut from the same Ukrainian cloth, Vlad, and you told me off air that Nikolai may just let it all hang out, even if his arm is broken.
You know, this is the final of the 3-wall World WOR and WPH Championships. You got to let it all hang out. There's no match after this.
Well, actually, there's Plummer in about 10 days, and if Nikolai were to go on and make that bruise or perhaps hairline fracture worse, he's out of the first event of the year. And this is a guy that wants to play in the Players' Championship. That has to be going through your mind. I don't know if it goes through the Ukrainian mind, though.
3 serving 2.
The Ukrainian mind may just think about right here, right now.
I'm going to tell you the Ukrainian mind goes on autopilot quite often, so I'm not going to be surprised to see Nikolai really give it his all right now, regardless of what happens afterwards.
See, my mind's on the Players' Championship year-round. I'm thinking about what I need to do to qualify for it. Every point that I play, I'm thinking about it.
Well, Dave, that's because you're a top touring pro for, you know, the last couple of years, and you've been on the pro tour for probably close to about 10 years, so that's no surprise that that's on your mind. Nikolai is really, you know, he's having a breakthrough year in 3-wall. He's playing confident, he's playing strong, and I think he wants to carry that to every match. I mean, as much as he wants to qualify for the Player Championships, I understand how he feels right now. He wants to win today. He wants to win right now. There's no time to wait now. And who knows what that confidence boost can do.
Well, I'll tell you what's awkward for Vic Perez is returning the serve in the middle of the court with his left hand. That's something you would never do as a right-handed player. In singles, that's a right-handed return every time. Now he's forced to return with his left. Not to say he doesn't have a strong left, but no one is used to returning from the middle of the court with their offhand. I mean, it's just something that you've never practiced and never done.
Yeah, you know, it just goes back to I think he's just protecting Nikolai's right.
Yeah.
But it's going to be interesting to see because, you know, Vic does have a good left. He does have a good swing. So he may actually get a couple of cheap points with, you know, different looks on the return to the left. They may not be expecting a strong return with the left. They may not be expecting a drive. So, you know, he may catch a couple of surprises there. Great fist shot.
Side
right
out.
to the feet.
Ball up.
And that's what they're going to need to do more and more of. You know, you have to isolate Luis on the left side and really just drive Vincent off the court as much as you can. Make him play as much handball as possible.
Well, it's right now Team Green leading 3-2. They said, you know what, green gives us power. Tiger Woods wears red, we wear green. So.
Well, good thing they're not wearing red. Tiger hasn't been doing that well as of lately.
Well, in events that don't really matter, he actually does pretty well. It's just when they put the word major in front of it that things change.
He sounds like a couple of handball players I know.
You care to name them? That's what we're here to do. Name names.
I don't think I've been on the air long enough to make some enemies. I have to ease into it.
Okay. I actually didn't. Actually, I went right for my enemies and built some new ones, actually. But that's all about growing it. You're growing it, Vlad. You actually teach clinics in Belgium, Canada, New York City, basically all over the world growing this game. I want to thank you for that, Vlad.
It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. There's just some fantastic people out there that have the same goals as we do. They want kids playing. They want the game to grow. And if I could even offer 1% help, I mean, it's just my pleasure.
Well, you know, one of the greatest aspects of handball, beyond becoming physically active and being competitive and developing your brain and both sides of your brain and your logical and creative thinking, is the relationships that you make. I mean, Vlad, you and I can go to 75 cities across the world and have a phone number to call, somebody that'll take us in, take us out to play handball, take us to lunch, invite us to stay for a week. I mean, that's just what this sport does. You can't do that by going to the weight room 3 times a week.
Without a doubt. You couldn't be more right. I mean, handball is one big family. And, you know, we intend to grow that family, but at the same time, we intend to keep the intimate aspect of it.
Yeah. You know, I don't know if a golfer can just go into any city and make a phone call and have a course to play and a buddy and a place to stay.
Well, maybe Tiger Woods back in 2006, but even now.
I don't think Tiger's ever had a friend. That might be a different discussion. But, you know, he's the type of guy that befriends people that are no challenge to him whatsoever, kind of a no threat type of people. Likes to be surrounded by yes men. And even the golfers that he's friends with are just no threat to him whatsoever. You see that his biggest enemies are, you know, Phil Mickelson and Vijay Singh, guys who can really push him.
Oh, wow, that was an interesting play there.
Got a little bit off topic there, but I'm going to reel myself back in.
Hold it, guys.
At the end of the day, all sports are relevant.
Oh, in that case.
Oh, please, go on. I'm sure we could tie golf into this match somehow. With Team Green now going on a run, they're at 7-4, 3 unanswered points. And there's the natural with another flat rollout in the corner.
Well, you know, Team Green is an unbelievable clutch team. Today they trailed New York's Mike Schneider and Billy O'Donnell 9-3 in the tiebreaker. Looked like it was over. I know you and I were both out there watching it. Luis comes in and scores 7 straight points on his serve.
Side out.
Match point 10-9. Mike and Billy get him out, score the 10th point. Dave Vincent hits a splat overhand lob kill at 10-10 to get the side out, and then Billy O'Donnell makes an error. So they're here really by the skin of their teeth. Last year in the finals, it was Luis Moreno and Dave Vincent trailing 9-4 to the Cordova brothers, a match that I watched on the webcast. I'm sure you did as well. Dave Vincent comes in and scores 7 straight points to win that match. So 11-10 win today, 11-9 win, both huge comebacks. And now it looks like they're just cruising.
You guys can't supply a line.
You have to imagine by now the mental fortitude of that team is just beyond what most athletes can have. If you could come back from a 9-3 deficit, seeing the end in sight, and now stand in the final and lead 9-4, there's really a reason why you're here. And now we have a little bit of a dispute going on.
I would call it more than a little dispute, as now a referee has stormed off. He's had words. I'm not even sure what the argument is. I believe this ball might have, we'll have to wait to see the end of the rally. I don't think this is that the argument, Vlad, that whether that ball was in or out?
Right, and that ball looks like it just chipped the edge of the line to me.
I agree with you. This is something that and it looks in on camera, but sometimes the camera's deceiving. I mean, Dave's saying that both Nikolai and Vic said that it was also out, so in that case, I don't see why it wouldn't have been called out.
Right. This is a gentleman's game. If your opponents admit that the ball is bad, you should play it as is. It is possible that the camera does miss it. I mean, the ball does travel quite fast.
And it's actually ironic here, Vlad, because Dave Vincent gives me a lot of business for how I treat referees, and now we're kind of seeing maybe a lot of times, Vlad, and this may go a little deeper than this broadcast, what you don't like about other people is actually what you don't like about yourself. It's a little deep.
These are words that we'd all should listen to right now.
A lot of wisdom in those words.
And this is why you tune into the webcast. It's not just for handball. It's
it's the life lessons.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And
now this dispute has been going on for at least about 2 minutes. I mean, these guys are enjoying a very, very long time out.
And I believe, Vlad, that we're going to have a first ever referee with a backpack on.
Eric, do a line?
Now, what would make someone want to wear their backpack while they're staying there refereeing? Is he afraid someone's going to take the bag? Is it sort of a safety, like almost like a kid that sleeps with a blanket? I mean, what is going through his mind there?
Okay.
The way I see it, I think this referee is prepared for anything. In the event that this match goes on for 6 hours, he has his WPH water bottle on the side.
I see that.
He can pull that out, have a drink, you know, get a change of shirt in the event it gets hotter. I mean, this referee is ready for the long haul.
Okay. Now, perhaps the next innovation from the WPH are those that you can take the straws straight from the water bottle into your mouth, and that way you don't even have to reach for the bottle.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. This is something, you know, we definitely should consider.
That should be a big seller, actually. And there's an error from Luis Moreno.
Definitely uncharacteristic considering they scored 5 unanswered points in a row.
Well, true, but we just had a 5-minute break. I mean, that has to cool you off a little bit.
Oh, yeah. No, this definitely benefits
side out.
Not Team Green, but Team LFC. They really needed that moment to regroup because they were just they were getting steamrolled at the moment.
I love, Vlad, we're playing with some different rules here, but I really like the one serve rule for the doubles because, you know, you get in there as a doubles team and you go down, but your partner comes in, so you've always got that kind of safety net. But here, you've got to make them all count. I like that.
And it's interesting, too, because sometimes, you know, your partner may have been serving for the last 4 or 5 ins, and he may be fatigued, but he may be hot, and you have to let him come up and serve. Like, for instance, we have not seen Vincent serve yet. Luis has been serving. Luis has made some hand errors, but when he gets the serve in and he gets the offensive shot, you know, he scores the point. This is why they're up 9-6. So it's definitely a very interesting variation of the rule. I think this is something that, you know, we can look forward to adapt in doubles in general, even one-wall doubles.
Yeah.
was very, you know, worked out very nicely during one-wall doubles because often you get 2 serves, side out, you waste a lot of energy, then the other guys come in, 2 serves, side out. The score could be 5-5 and you could be playing for 35 minutes.
Serves 9.
You know, you may think I'm crazy here, but I think Dave Vincent has a better double serve than Luis Moreno because he hits deep hops. Luis Moreno's serve is predicated really on making you guess the wrong way, which doesn't matter in doubles. You've got 2 guys standing there. Dave just hits it right down the middle with pace and probably 2 or 3 feet of hop. And it doesn't matter if you're guessing wrong or not. I mean, the ball, it's basically like hitting a 12-6 breaking ball. It's very hard to return. But you know, Luis is the alpha dog, and he wants to feel like, hey, I'm the server here.
Right, and right there, great shot by Vic, 2-wall crotch out. But the one thing that, you know, we're not considering is the X factor. There is an intimidation factor of when you have Luis Moreno serving to you. The guys are going to think, oh no, what is it going to do? 2 feet to the left, 2 feet to the right? Is it going to skid outside the court? Is it going to be a deep serve? So even though I would agree that Vincent definitely has a very adept double serve, just a fantastic deep serve, which he actually utilized against Billy and Schneider earlier today. There's just there's that X factor that Luis has, and this is, you know, what makes him one of the best 3-wall players and 4-wall players in the world.
Well, absolutely, but you know, any handball player knows that if your serve is not working, you have to try a different serve. Now you have an option to actually try a different server. Now they're starting to score some points here, but Vic is returning this serve really well.
Oh yeah, good dig by Nikolai. A little miscue by Victor.
Oh, great
shot by Vincent.
Dave told me about that shot during our entire 9-hour drive here, that he works on that fist punch into the left side wall to take it out the door. He said, that's my only shot, and I use it.
Well, you know what? He just used it, and it was absolutely brilliant. And there's Luis with another side out. He's really got to be careful. They're in the home stretch. This is when you have to dig deep, get your mental fortitude, score quick 3 points, take your time out, regroup, make sure you have the game plan that you want, and, you know, and put it away. And right now they're letting LFC come up.
I'm getting a lot of text messages, including Nadia Alvarado Jr. saying that he wants to see only the right sideline camera. Says he can't see anything from the bleacher cam. So we'll see if we can get some more live action from the right sidewall cam. Right there.
Oh, and Dave's handcuffed near the wall again. That's a tough shot.
9 serves 12.
And what's also great about the right side cam is a lot of camera time for Dave Vincent.
This is why we actually have the camera there.
Yeah. Well, everybody wants to see him. To know him is not to love him.
I don't got a ball, sorry.
Right there again, Luis Moreno with another hand error with his left, making the score actually 10-12. So Team LFC is crawling back right now.
I'm actually thinking about crawling into some play-by-play action. I mean, we've talked about everything but this match thus far, but now that it's 10-12.
And Dave Vincent goes for his patented 2-wall fist pass, which was relatively ineffective, but maybe he's building for something there. Oh, great shot by Victor.
What a get, though. Nikolai is really hitting the ball well. How does Luis make that get?
Dig. What a brilliant shot by Luis.
Really was.
This pass right on the right sideline. It doesn't get any better than that.
No, inside out. You know, Dave is not a liability in doubles. He's an excellent doubles player. He doesn't make errors. And actually his size helps out his team quite a bit because he's just kind of in the way just because he's 6'4".
So do you think maybe this is why Luis is serving so much, to get Dave into position in the court and maybe box out Victor from getting front court advantage?
That's interesting. You know, Luis is a guy that thinks about everything. He won't really tell you about what he's thinking about. He makes it look so easy.
Oh, Nikolai with a costly hand error. Very costly. Team Green now actually has game point because of that dump.
And who are you guys? You guys are these guys.
How about Luis Moreno, though, calling a timeout after just scoring 3 straight points? A lot of people say, why call a timeout when you've got the mo? But I think Luis here is saying, look, I want to catch my breath and feel fresh for this last point.
Definitely. He's going to make it count. And that sign from the right side wall fell off, so I think he also realized that, one, the sign needs to get cleaned up, and probably his partner needs a timeout as well. Because as we have a close-up of Vincent, we can definitely see that he's working hard.
It's hard getting out of the way. You know, Vlad, they say about right side doubles, always be ready to hit, but never hit. So
okay, time in.
That's the challenge on the right side.
And he does very well not to stick his left in there. He's letting Luis play his game, get momentum, and control the court, control the pace of the game. I mean, the right side player, it's a sword and shield. Luis is the sword right now, and Dave Vincent has to be the shield.
Well, Luis has two swords, a left and a right hand.
Some would call that an unfair advantage.
I definitely believe that it is, and I think something needs to be done about that. I mean, while we're rewriting the rules here, I mean, we've got one serve and, you know, no sidewall serves and one serve for the doubles team. Why not rewrite that one? Just had a little conversation with Danny Cervantes, a little rules violation question over on one of the backcourts. Some of these guys, Vlad, are playing three-wall that are one-wall players. They don't know the rules here. You know, they think that you can just call your own block and then replay the point, but in fact, there's a referee that has to make that call, so the gentleman apparently stopped the play and then wanted to reserve, but it doesn't really work that way. So I'm sure they'll continue arguing about that for about the next 20 minutes.
Well, if they're true New Yorkers, play will not resume until actually this match finishes.
Okay.
So hopefully that match should get going by midnight. We'd like to have them off the court by 1 a.m.
Okay. And we're going to take a quick 1-minute break here, Vlad, and we'll be back for the start of game number 2. You stay tuned.
There are a million places you'd never consider texting. So why would you do it while driving? Leave risky driving to the professionals. Stop the texts, and together we can stop the wrecks.
Are you getting this, honey?
Oh, prime time. We are rolling.
All right, Mama's gonna bring it home. Mama's gonna bring it home. Okay.
Come on, watch this guy.
Oh, backwards.
Oh, don't. Oh.
It went into Bob and Carol's yard. Oh, no? Okay, here it goes.
Oh, no!
Challenge your kids to be active and eat healthy.
All right, let's see what you can do. Let's go.
They might surprise you.
Let's go.
Search We Can for more ideas on how you and your kids can get healthy together.
Can we play that over?
There's still some discussion here as we come back for game number 2 about that call going on in the back courts, and it's an interesting discussion for our viewers. The player actually called hold it, the play continued. The referee didn't know what to do, but that's an audible hinder, which is a side out or a point. So pretty much answers that. You can't talk during the point unless you're calling contact.
Right.
And that the ref can't see. Now, in that case, you can put your hand up and say contact, and then you would replay it.
Yeah, I think the issue there was there are a few local handball associations, and actually New York City, that allow players to make their own hinder calls, and the referee actually approves your hinder. But if it's not a hinder, the referee won't say anything, and you guys continue playing. So you could actually talk midway during your opponent's shot, call a hold it, and not get down for that. And I think part of that mentality is heading over to these courts, and they clearly did not read the rules.
Well, you know, the rules have been posted for 5 months. Not one player that I know of has read them.
And that's handball for you.
Yep.
That is handball for you.
But they're quick to complain about them. I had line judges today that refused to listened to the rules because they told me they knew them,
Side out.
but
Zero,
yet
serve,
they didn't
zero.
know any of them. So that's just what we call handball and growing it.
It's a frustrating issue, and that's why, you know, one of the big main things that we probably need to look to do is I think we need to have a universal rule book across
Side
the board.
out.
Across the board. I know 4-wall, 3-wall, 1-wall, you know, they're on their own different codes. They're going to be slightly different rules, but there should be a general set of rules
serve,
for the basics of handball that should be universal, so there's, you know, there are no mistakes.
You know, we say handball is a gentleman's game, but we don't let the players call their own hinders. So not sure how that fits into it, but I played some exhibition matches in the last couple weeks against top pros. We reffed our own. There was never an argument. We didn't have one argument in 4 matches. So I think it depends kind of on the players. That was an amazing shot.
What an incredible shot by Luis. Completely handcuffed, fist, sidewall, front wall, dead kill.
1-0.
And you know, no matter how much you practice in handball, no matter how much you work on your shots and your footwork, you just can't teach a shot like that.
That's over.
That's true.
Over ball. Sorry, I don't have. All right. Hit a ball.
Now it looks like the ball was actually launched over during the block call, so they're trying to get another ball to get the playback started.
We're just about out of small ball handballs as they seem to disappear somehow, Vlad. There's like a Bermuda Triangle around here for small ball handballs.
Absolutely. The Bermuda Triangle is basically called street handball players.
Oh,
and
okay.
if they're around any handballs in the vicinity, there's a great chance that 30 to 50% of the handballs will disappear every hour on the hour.
Even though they don't even play small ball handball.
Absolutely.
They just see something that is not theirs.
I didn't see.
It was out.
Out ball? Out. It's out. It was out. Hold on. One serves one.
And thank you, Dave, for helping out on that call. You avoided what probably could have been a 5-minute argument and then a change of referees. A referee without a backpack who wouldn't be as prepared. So,
well, actually, it helped the game, but it's going to hurt me later when Dave Vincent lets me hear about me making a call against him. So good for most, bad for me.
Well, the important thing is, you know, we don't really think ahead when we say things.
Oh, okay.
We just, you know,
that's true.
We're very instinctual. Oh, good get by Vic, but what a shot by Luis. He's just controlling the front court right now. It seems every time they let Luis get into the front court, even if he's slightly off balance, you know, that team's in trouble. We have Team Green leading 2-1 right now.
Nice return there from Vic. Vic and Nick were college roommates. Nikolai went on to win the collegiate national championship. Vic at that time was not really at that level. He did make the finals one year in Tempe. Not at that level of Nikolai, but I think now he's caught him. I think these guys are very, very close, and I'm sure that Nick loves to see that, his good buddy elevating his game, now a top 15 race freight pro.
Okay.
Without a doubt. I mean, Vic this year, especially at the Canadian Nationals, which he went to with Team WPH, he had a great showing against Andy Net. Really took it to Andy. I mean, he had a tough time against Luis, but that entire tournament, even in the doubles, he was one of the newcomers. He was the guys to beat. He was a dark horse, and he really proved himself by taking out Andy Net.
And Emmett Pichot.
And Emmett Pichot. I'm sorry for forgetting that.
It was good ball. Good ball. Your guys' ball. Your ball.
And now we've got another situation here.
Who hit that?
I don't even know what the argument is.
You hit that? Okay.
Are they talking about a short serve here, Vlad?
I think it was Victor's serve before, but it couldn't be because Dave Vincent is pointing to a random person in the stands for a call to the right. And we don't have a linesman there.
And that serve was in. And Dave hits his best shot of the match there.
Side
Took
out.
a ball that I thought was an ace.
3 serves 1.
Oh, great serve by Luis. What hop. and then he doesn't put the ball away, and Nikolai passes the ball, but they will play that over because of just how fast Luis is.
Oh, that's tough. Probably the right call, but it's one of those unfortunate situations for Team LFC because Luis would barely flip that ball back in. It would have been a huge setup if he did make the ball back to the wall.
Right, and it's one of those tough calls in handball that, you know, if the opponent has a chance to get their hand on the ball, even if they won't do anything with the ball, you have to give them the play over.
That's right.
4 serves 1.
Luis going with an, or excuse me, Vic going with an unorthodox overhand fist that he missed.
Oh, and Nikolai with an off-the-fly shot. What a fantastic kill. Luis was trying to back him up with a deep drive. He said, moved forward, take it off the fly, right down the left corner.
With a potentially broken arm. I say potentially because the X-ray machine was down at the emergency room.
Not for nothing. I think he's playing better with a broken arm than when he had actually 2 good arms. So it's, but you could see it's clearly bothering him because he's completely moving over towards the right to shoot with his left.
4 serves 1.
He goes for a 42-foot kill off balance with his left hand there with both guys of Team Green in front of him. Not really a percentage shot.
Well, I mean, that's the thing with Nikolai. He's such an incredibly offensive player that when he's in the zone, he'll be rolling the ball out 30 to 35 feet, and you could be standing right in front of the court. But the problem is he could end up making 5, 6 quick hand errors and maybe bad decision shots on balls that he should never even be hitting.
Side out.
So it's really going to come down to Nick managing his own shots and Vic reminding Nick, you know, that he has to stay consistent and they have to go for shots, and then Nick with a quick side out. Just that's not what you want to do when Team Green is just on the roll right now, leading 5-1.
5 serves 1.
You come up after a hard-earned side out, and then you just give it right back.
Well, I think it's difficult to serve with your left hand. It's not something you're used to doing. A lot of times the ball tails a lot more cross-court than you want it to when you serve with your offhand.
Absolutely, absolutely. And this goes back to something that you were saying earlier. Why are you letting Nick serve lefty if he's serving out when you know Vic could be serving right now and playing the ball in? You know, you'd rather serve a setup and force the guys to kill it than just automatically give them a side out.
Okay. It's good. Good ball. Good ball. Hey, what's that? You bounce before it hits. Hold back. So, hey, 5 serves 1.
Oh, what a shot by Luis. It looked like a good return from Victor, had Luis handcuffed, and then at the last second snaps his wrist and just passes Nikolai down the left line.
6 serves 1.
Dave, you've played Luis a handful of times. What do you think Nikolai and Vic should be doing to properly return that serve? Where do you think they should be placing it? And do you feel that right now they're actually overplaying Luis and not giving Vincent enough?
Well, they have to force Luis and Team Green into a high volley game. Luis, for anywhere from waist height and lower on the first strike, is going to end the rally about 95% of the time.
Right,
they have to figure out a way to get the ball high on the wall. That is not going to work.
Yep.
That's just target practice, but they have to get the ball at least to where the writing is on the wall. Force Luis to take the ball either off the bounce or out of the air from over his shoulder. That was just very fortunate for Vic.
Side out.
But you know, it's easier said than done. Luis is really breaking off some huge hops right now on each serve.
1 serve 7.
There was a stretch there in the first game where Vic was returning it nicely.
Oh, great shot by Nikolai.
2 serve 7.
All right, it's now 2-7. Oh, what a great return by Vincent.
But set up by a great serve from Vic. And you wonder why they're alternating
3
servers.
serve 7. Short, short.
And I would say a good rule of thumb. I'm not sure what happened there.
Man. I see line.
I think they're calling the serve short, but the serve clearly looked good from here, by maybe about an inch or 2.
All right, rerun.
Take a quick instant replay of that.
My line guy said it was good.
A lot of strange calls here in this
over.
match. Huh?
Okay. 1 serve 7. 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 1 serve Okay.
Hard to tell, but it looked good.
What's that?
Yeah, it looked just over the line.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Is it a screen serve, bro? Excuse me. Yeah? Okay. All right.
So we have the referee right now checking with his line judges
Good. Screen serve.
in order to
screen
verify
serve.
whether or not it was a short call. The players seem
One
convinced that they're
screen.
just going to play it over.
3
Take
serves,
two, but
7.
I guess the referee is just doing his job.
And that's a nice return from Dave. And another great shot from Dave.
What a fantastic out the alley shot.
Side out.
Dave is really stepping up this match. I mean, he hasn't hit that
7
many
serves,
balls, but
3.
he has not made any mistakes, and he's made just a handful of fantastic pass shots.
And that's the kind of return that Vic and Nikolai need to make. Force Luis to back up,
Side out.
hit off balance, and then take advantage of the next shot, because Luis is very
3
offensive
serves,
minded.
7.
And he'll go for shots and give you opportunities if you don't give him setups.
And the tomahawk fist from
Side
Dave
out.
right down to the right corner, crouching out before Vic could even
7
motion forward.
serves, 3.
I mean, LFC is having such a hard time right now getting any momentum whatsoever.
What a serve. And
Great dig by Victor.
And Nikolai goes to the right hand there. Oh, great shot from Dave. I thought that was going to be out the door, and that one is out the door.
What a pass. This is a fantastic rally here. Great shot by Nikolai. Takes it off the... Oh, my goodness. He tried to take it off the fly. Miscued. The ball went over him, and Vic was in no position to recover that point.
Poor communication there from Team LFC, as Vic should have caught him off there. Maybe he did, and Nikolai went for the shot
8
anyway. But
serves, 3.
either way, Team Green. And that's a great return. Not a good shot there from Dave.
Luis had the setup and just
Side out.
didn't follow through on his shot. Tried to paddle the ball, and it just choked in.
3 serves,
Choked
8.
in. Now, are you saying that was a choke shot, or is that a terminology that I don't know?
Oh, I meant that the ball was just about to hit the front wall, but instead hit the floor instead, so it actually choked up. Not as
Side
in
out.
Luis choked up on its own and missed the shot.
Oh, okay.
8
So an
serves,
alternate
3.
definition of choked in. Okay. Good return there from Vic, and that's all you can do is force Luis to go high on his first strike shot.
Oh, and what a shot by Nick.
Chris Irons.
Side out.
That was an Irish whip fist.
3
Kill.
serves, 8.
You don't see that often in 3-ball, and it's
serves,
very
8.
refreshing.
Short.
Oh, and Vic with another short serve. I mean, Team LFC really has to do better than that. They're not getting any momentum. They're down 8-3. They've gotten up to serve 4 times in a row
8
without
serve,
scoring a
3.
point. You can't imagine that they're going to be in any position to win this game if they continue at this pace.
Well, I'd like to talk more about what's refreshing about an Irish whip fist kill.
Side
Go on,
out.
Dave.
I'm just not sure why that's refreshing. I mean, is that like a throwback shot that excites you, or?
Well, for me, it's
3
refreshing
serves,
because, you know, we're out in Las Vegas. We have a large crowd from Southern California.
Yeah.
You see a lot of these stiff big blue shots. Then you see the natural small ball players taking their full sidearm swings. And you're not getting to see a lot of the variation that you see from the
Side
Irish
out.
players in terms of, you know, the Irish whip, the underhand fist. You don't see a lot of that here as well. So it's just nice to see some kind of variation on the shots. Maybe refreshing wasn't the term I should have used.
Maybe it was. I just needed some clarification. I got it. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
My pleasure. This is what we're here for.
We're here to learn and grow. Grow as people while growing the game.
Score is 9 serves, 3.
Luis goes for another deep serve in
Point.
which he got a quick point before Nick tries to
Score
take it
is
off the
10
fly and
serves,
miscues
3.
with a fist. And drives it right into the ground. Good return by Victor, nice and deep, making Luis overhand. Nick went for the side crotch, but just could not stick it. And Dave Vincent with a great dig right now. Nice return, moving Nikolai back. Nikolai goes for the shot, and he makes it. Backing up 30 feet away, right down the line with Luis Moreno in front of him.
Score is 3,
I'm not sure if that's
10.
just an inappropriate shot or he just has, you know, the most guts of any handball player. When you see a guy like Luis Moreno that loves anything waist height and below, that will absolutely roll you out, standing in the front court, and he's deceivingly fast. He's very, very quick. And
he's incredibly quick.
And Nikolai sees he's moving in front, and he takes the shot anyway, and he just rolls it out. Oh, again, backing up with his left 35 feet, rolls it out in the middle of the court.
Side out.
And Nikolai seems to be feeling something right now. He seems to be getting hot. He's serving with his left. Serves out towards Vincent. Vincent with a great return. Nikolai fists down the middle. Moreno jams him up. Vincent's going for the shot right now. He's moving Nikolai back. And Nikolai with an out-the-door fist pass. Nothing Luis could do on that one.
Nikolai is starting to find the swing that causes the least amount of pain with his right arm. And you know, Vlad, just how... Oh, an amazing
what a shot again. He's really starting to feel it right now.
But that's not a shot he would have ever hit before, because that's a left-hand kill. That ball is moving across his body. That's a shot you'd hit with your right hand every day.
If there's ever a time to make adjustment and make a run, it's when you're down 10-5 in the second game. There's really no time to wait right now.
Good.
And Nikolai's trying to make the best of his opportunity.
Oh, okay.
Now, once again, the players are talking with the line ref.
I seen it good anyways. Score is 5
over nothing,
10.
considering that was a kill shot. What was there to argue about? But this is handball, and we do like to talk.
Oh, that's a great shot.
With a fantastic 2-all kill.
Point.
Now remember, we're only playing the 15, so Vincent Moreno, 5 points from repeating. Interesting fact, Vlad, we've had 4 different singles champions in small ball in the 4-year history of this event. Dave Vincent and Luis Moreno could become the first 2-time winners, albeit in doubles.
A lot is on the line for them. And Luis with another fantastic shot to the left.
Point.
It seems like Luis is playing better than he did in singles this morning. Looked sloppy in singles. Looks pretty good here tonight.
Well, you could imagine after unexpectedly losing that singles, not to take anything away from Joel Bastidas, he's been playing absolutely fantastic this entire tournament, but you have to believe Luis was the favorite. As the defending champion, as the #1 seed, and pretty much one of the smoothest and natural hitters in the game, you really expected him to come through in that match. So you figure right now he's probably more hungry than ever, knowing that he has to prove himself right now. And with that, potentially becoming the only repeat champion that we have in small ball.
And Vlad, there will be some more matches streaming after this. Now, I've already exceeded my word count for the night, so I'm done. I'm actually getting paid overtime right now. But those matches will be streamed with no announcing, so probably be quite a bit more enjoyable for our viewers.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, this last 45 minutes really has been painful for them. And you know, we thank you for tuning in. This is not easy for us. It's not easy for you.
It actually is easy for us. That's the thing.
Right. Let's reiterate. It's definitely not easy for you, but it's very easy for us. So
yeah.
We thank you for tuning in.
All 6 of you. It's great to have you.
It's always good to have 6 loyal fans. Better than 5. No, and Nikolai once again gets Luis down. It looks like he's the only one right now with any momentum. Vic has to find a way right now to support him and score some quick points.
And you see Dave Vincent taking that with his left. Big setup.
Dave seems to be taking a page out of Nikolai's book. He sees it's working for Nikolai and he thinks, maybe I'm not going to hit with my strong hand. I'm going to hit with my weaker hand, hit maybe a slightly off speed setup down the line, and we'll see what happens. And it pays off.
Well, Dave actually considers his left to be his better shot.
And just to be polite, we will let him consider that. And what a great shot by Nikolai off the court. And after 3 straight services by Nikolai, we actually have Vic Perez coming in right now, and he goes for a deep serve down the middle.
Oh, and he hits his own partner and points at him.
But with that being said, I mean, you have to understand, he's going for the right corner. It's going to be kind of difficult to miss Dave. Dave is moving forward, and he's, I would say, just a tad larger than Luis. So it's.
So you're saying he's big then?
I'm saying he's husky. That's what my mother called me when I was little, and I'm gonna stick with that terminology. Oh, great dig. A fantastic shot by Nikolai.
Dave will be watching this match back tonight at about 2 in the morning, and he won't get out of bed tomorrow. He's got thin skin.
But he will.
You called it husky, but I call it thin.
He's gonna feel much better at 2 a.m. watching it if they win this match in 2. Oh, what a shot by Vic. What a dig by Dave.
How does that stay in?
Just incredible. Vic backing up off the court, 35 feet away, pinches that 2-wall left corner.
9, serve, 12.
Spectacular shot there from Vic. And now all of a sudden, a match that seemed like a foregone conclusion about 5 minutes ago has become a true battle.
Side out.
And that is the announcer's curse right there.
We call that the announcing curse. It's
the
cursing curse while it's happening.
Yep.
Yeah.
Score is 12, serves 9.
A great serve by Luis, getting that set up right now.
Great shot from Dave.
Oh, what a dig by Victor. Out the door pass towards the left. Thought he was going to be nowhere near that.
Score is 9, serve 12.
I thought David hit a winning shot there.
Short.
Oh, and that's probably the worst thing that you could do after a fantastic shot. Just
side out.
You know, this one serve, this one fault per serve is really affecting players. And then you see Luis hitting where the 2 boards connect on the left side, and it immediately spikes down for another short.
Well, you know, Vlad, you've been here since Tuesday. Those boards were a lot more lively on Tuesday than they are right now. And that's 3 consecutive missed serves. But what happens is it's plywood, so it starts to become worn, and it really slows it down. There's more and more dead spots with each match. Almost like the grass at Wimbledon, Vlad, the beginning of the fortnight, you've got this beautiful green grass, and by the end of it, it's all brown and dirt, and it's dusty because the players are moving around it. That's kind of what happens to the plywood.
You're almost playing on clay at that point, but it's nice because it almost adds another element to the game. You know, you could no longer just pound the ball and win. You really have to start building points a little bit. You know, you really have to start aiming for certain spots at the wall. As you saw with Joel Bastidas, he realized that the low serve was not working. He wasn't getting enough pace from the lower boards, so he just started serving and the deep. And, you know, he was able to really come through with that match. And also an unexpected win as well.
I thought you were going to give me an opening to talk about Wimbledon, the changes they made to the ball and the grass, but you didn't. You went the other direction.
You know what it is? I'm doing my best to try to stay on topic because it's so easy for us to go off topic. What a get by Luis Moreno. Oh my goodness, and Nikolai buries it into the ground.
Game.
That had to be the point of the match just now.
And that was the match. Our scoreboard was wrong. We were thinking it was 12-9. It was 14, and Nikolai.
Incredible. So Dave Vincent and Luis Moreno, the first small ball repeat champions at the Vegas 3-wall event.
And that's going to wrap it up for us here tonight in the broadcast booth. What an amazing play there. And how does Nikolai miss that? But we're going to be back tomorrow morning. You stay tuned for the rest of the live broadcast here tonight. We'll be streaming the matches, and we will be back in full force tomorrow morning. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Ahern Rentals is the largest independently owned and operated rental business in the United States. We are proud to maintain outstanding working relationships with over 100 manufacturers, including JLG, Skyjack, Genie, Kubota, Multiquip, Honda, and many more. From coast to coast, Ahern Rentals is here to service your equipment rental needs. For a complete list of locations near you, please visit us at www.ahern.com or call 1-800-400-1610.
Here we go. We're gonna make some juice.
It's gonna be good.
She's excited. A little bit of kale.
Please don't put this on.
I'm putting it all over the line.
It's wet. It needs something. No, it'll go.
Don't break my juicer. Looks good.
You ready to try it?
Come on, baby.
Challenge your kids to be active and eat healthy.
It's okay.
You like it?
All right.
They might surprise you.
Hey, she took another sip. You saw it?
Search We Can for more ideas on how you and your kids can get healthy together.
My life is full of statistics. Thing is, I could have dropped out of school and become one myself, but I didn't because I had people that believed in me. Here's another statistic. 7,000 students drop out every school day. That's one every 26 seconds. It's time that students know that we believe in them.
Inspire a student and share your message of support at boostup.org.